You try to be righteous, wiping the chilling yogurt off a plasticity jar, later setting it in the recirculation granary. Maybe you foresee the pot ultimately deincarnated as a flying saucer, or perhaps, though, a plasticity seat. But dong tea otherwise lightweight. Yours pot might get burnt or buried in garbage dump, and thou never aware. The domestic auditing office space, now, says above, part of the packing informed as processed is in fact creature shipped overseas to be machined. As a outcome, it says, by the government has slight concept of if the recyclables are rotated in new means, buried in garbage dump or burnt. Time and delusion of successful has been created by the UK's framework for recirculation packing, the Now says, the fact may be rather various. Its paper finds how, the UK is told to include enlarged recirculation of by a tertiary in 1998 to almost two-thirds recent year, readily beaten the EU goal. It sounds nice. But the Now says largest of the written growth in recirculation has been due to the UK export its waste management issue. Michael Gove, the Environmental Secretariat, is already on recording proverb the UK has got to halt export its mud. Reduction waste management and with asset superior, as dealing packing waste management is key to how. The Environmental Division DIFRA estimates how UK packing recirculation rates include enlarged of 31% in 1998 to 64% in 2017. How beats the EU goal of 55%. But with 2002 the number of packing waste management exported has enlarged sixfold, until the number processed in the UK has remained the identical. Which's more than, the figures dong tea get in expense the hazard of undiscovered scam and mistake. The Now says down there's anything to show how packing shipped for recirculation in fact gets processed. Nor does DIFRA include testimony how the framework has made which he's imaginary to include made by hopeful companies to minimize their use of packing or do it lightweight to recirculate. The Now's paper found just 25% of the firm's largest potential to behave badly above deprocessing or export waste management are inspected, time fair 40% of plan accordance visits were in fact transferred of. An environmental agent representative told, wherever we discover any testimony of scam or mistake in information informed to us, we shoot how data of the common packing recirculation information and calculations. But Amias Morse, the chief of the Now, told, a more rigid capture on packing recirculation is necessary. 20 years back, by the government set up a facility framework to subsidize packing recirculation, that appears to include developed in a convenient way of meet targets out of address the basic issues. This by the government should include a lot superior insight of the distinction the framework makes and a superior knob on the risks related in so lot packing waste management creature processed across the sea. Now big firms processing above 50 tons of packing a year requirement to Shaw they include processed a specific sum of packing. They do the by profitable for a letter of credit mention, a packing restoration mention, PRN, of a recirculation company to promote to increasing recirculation. DIFRA says the schema grown £50 meter in 2016. The cash money was to be utilized for powerhouse in the recirculation framework via growing gallery and handling of recyclables. But critics say the schema is so non-transparent it is difficult to speak precisely how the cash is consumable. By the government representative says how schema has enlarged recirculation rates considerably. Yet, down there is lot more than to do. We don't recirculate quite waste management, and we exportable too lot of it. How's why we include already devoted to major repair the framework, and we will set out our reforms in the asset and waste management policy after the year.